These 5 isometric exercises will completely transform your body in just a few weeks. Currently, less than 1% of people over 40 years old include isometric exercises in their routine. Most believe that holding a static position is too simple to make any significant difference. Science proves otherwise. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology demonstrated that isometric exercises activate deep muscle fibers that traditional dynamic exercises often fail to reach. They generate continuous muscle tension that stimulates strength gains and stability in a surprising way. So today, you will learn about 5 isometric exercises capable of transforming your entire body, even if you dedicate just a few minutes daily. You will learn how to perform them correctly, which mistakes to avoid, and how long to hold each position for incredible results. Before we begin, please leave in the comments your name and the city from where you're watching our content. Exercise 1. Warrior Pose. The warrior pose, originating from the ancient tradition of yoga, is much more than a simple balance exercise. When held isometrically, it transforms into a powerful tool for simultaneously strengthening multiple muscle groups throughout the body. This exercise intensely works the quadriceps and hamstrings of the bent leg, while the glutes and abdominals remain contracted to ensure stability of the posture. At the same time, the thigh muscles of the extended leg work constantly to maintain alignment. What makes the warrior pose so special is its ability to strengthen the deep stabilizing muscles that are rarely activated in conventional exercises. These muscles are fundamental for proper posture and injury prevention, especially in the lower back region. A study from the University of Wisconsin demonstrated that regular practitioners of this exercise showed a 30% reduction in chronic lower back pain after just 8 weeks. When you strengthen the leg and core muscles with this exercise, you significantly improve your ability to perform everyday activities, such as climbing stairs, lifting objects, and standing for long periods without fatigue. To correctly execute the warrior pose, start standing with your feet together. Take a large step back with your left leg, keeping your foot at approximately a 45-degree angle relative to the center line of your body. Bend your right knee, forming a 90-degree angle, making sure the knee doesn't extend beyond the ankle line. Keep your torso upright and aligned with your back leg. Extend your arms laterally, parallel to the floor, with palms facing down, creating a straight line from one hand to the other. Your gaze should be directed toward the front hand, helping with balance and alignment. A common mistake is allowing the front knee to extend beyond the ankle line, which can create excessive pressure on the joint. Another frequent misconception is excessively arching the lower back, which not only decreases the effectiveness of the exercise, but can also cause back discomfort. Always keep your abdomen slightly contracted to protect the lumbar region. For optimal results, maintain the position for 30 to 60 seconds on each side, breathing deeply. As you progress, gradually increase to 90 seconds. Repeat 3 times on each side, alternating legs. Do this exercise at least 3 times per week to develop consistent strength and balance. Now that we've strengthened the legs and improved our core stability with the warrior pose, let's focus on an exercise that will further intensify the work on the lower limbs, which are fundamental for supporting our entire body. Exercise 2. Wall Isometric Squat. The wall isometric squat, often called the wall sit, is a powerful exercise that goes beyond conventional strengthening. This seemingly simple movement promotes intense and continuous activation of the main muscle groups in the legs and core. It primarily works the quadriceps, but also intensely engages the glutes, adductors, hamstrings, and core for stabilization. What makes this exercise different is the constant and sustained contraction it requires. During a traditional dynamic squat, muscles alternate between contraction and relaxation. In the isometric squat, continuous tension leads to faster exhaustion of muscle fibers, stimulating growth and strength increase in a short period. Researchers from the University of Tokyo discovered that maintaining isometric contractions for periods of 30 to 60 seconds triggers a hormonal response favorable to muscle development, with increased release of growth hormone comparable to high-intensity exercises. Strengthening the quadriceps and glutes through this exercise brings benefits that go beyond aesthetics. Well-developed lower musculature dramatically improves your athletic ability, increasing power, speed, and endurance. For sedentary people or older individuals, strong lower muscles provide greater functional independence, facilitating activities such as getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, and preventing falls. Studies show that quadriceps strength is one of the main indicators of mobility and independence in the elderly. To correctly execute the wall squat, position yourself with your back against a smooth wall, placing your feet about 12 inches from the base of the wall and positioning them shoulder-width apart. Support your back completely against the wall and slowly slide down, bending your knees until they form a 90-degree angle, as if sitting in an invisible chair. The knees should be aligned with the ankles, never extending beyond the line of the toes. Keep your arms relaxed at your sides or extended forward for a greater challenge. A frequent mistake is letting the knees collapse inward, which can generate excessive stress on the joints. Always keep them aligned with your toes. Another common misconception is excessively arching the lower back to compensate for muscle fatigue. To avoid this, slightly contract your abdomen and press the lumbar region against the wall throughout the exercise. For effective results, beginners should maintain the position for 20 to 30 seconds, while intermediate practitioners can progress to 45 to 60 seconds. Advanced individuals can challenge themselves with periods of 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Perform 3 to 5 sets with a 30 to 60-second interval between them. For proper progression, increase the holding time before adding more sets. After intensely strengthening the lower body, let's now direct our focus to the upper part, specifically the trunk and arms, with an exercise that challenges even experienced athletes. Before we continue to number 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to correct and science-based information is what will make you progress in the long term in the world of bodybuilding. Exercise 3. Isometric push-up. This movement simultaneously engages various muscle groups, notably the pectoralis major, triceps, and anterior deltoids. What makes the isometric push-up particularly effective is its ability to work specific muscle failure points. Studies conducted at the Institute of Sports Sciences at the University of Queensland demonstrated that isometrically maintaining positions where we usually experience greater difficulty, such as the lowest point of the push-up, can increase strength in that specific range by up to 20% after just 4 weeks of consistent training. This phenomenon, known as position-specific adaptation, is extremely valuable for overcoming strength and muscle development plateaus. Strengthening the chest and triceps muscle complex brings benefits that go far beyond aesthetic appearance. A strong thoracic region significantly improves posture and reduces the risk of shoulder injuries during everyday activities, such as pushing heavy objects or carrying groceries. For athletes, a well-developed upper trunk improves performance in virtually any sport involving the arms. To correctly execute the isometric push-up, start in the traditional plank position with hands on the floor directly under the shoulders, body in a straight line from head to heels. Slowly bend your elbows, keeping them close to your body and not allowing them to flare out like wings. Lower yourself until your forearm forms approximately a 90-degree angle with your arm. At this point, stop and maintain the position. Your entire body should remain in a straight line, with abdomen and glutes contracted to maintain spinal stability. A frequent mistake is allowing the hips to drop or rise during the exercise, breaking body alignment. This not only reduces the effectiveness of the muscle work, but can also overload the lumbar region. Another common misconception is holding your breath during isometric effort. Maintain controlled and continuous breathing, which helps sustain muscle tension for longer. For beginners, maintain the position for 10 to 20 seconds, performing 3 sets with 30 seconds of rest. Intermediate practitioners can progress to 30 to 45 seconds, while advanced individuals can challenge themselves with 60 to 90 seconds of holding. Perform this exercise 2 to 3 times per week, allowing at least 48 hours of recovery for the muscle groups involved. After intensely strengthening the upper body, let's focus on a frequently neglected region that is fundamental for postural health and everyday activities, the glutes and posterior chain. Exercise 4. Isometric glute bridge. The isometric glute bridge is often underestimated but represents one of the most complete exercises for the posterior region of the body. This movement primarily works the gluteus maximus, the largest muscle in the human body, along with the hamstrings, spinal erectors, and core. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is its effectiveness in correcting common muscular imbalances in modern society. Studies from the University of Delaware have shown that 85% of people who spend long hours sitting develop what specialists call sleeping glute syndrome, a condition where these muscles become weak and underactivated. The isometric bridge reverses this process, neurally reactivating these muscles and restoring their functionality. And if you're a man, don't be mistaken. Training glutes is not exclusive to women. I know you might find such a comment in the middle of an informative video to be silly, but believe me, there are men who still skip glute training thinking it's a woman's thing, simply disregarding that proper strengthening of the glutes brings surprising benefits to the entire body. Besides visibly improving body contour, strong glutes function as powerful stabilizers of the hip and pelvis, drastically reducing the risk of lower back pain, knee injuries, and postural problems. A study published in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy concluded that patients with chronic lower back pain who strengthened their glutes for 8 weeks experienced a 65% reduction in pain, even surpassing some medication interventions. To correctly execute the isometric glute bridge, lie on your back with knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Your arms should be extended at your sides, palms down. Firmly push your heels against the ground and raise your hips until forming a straight line from knees to shoulders. The crucial point is ensuring that the contraction comes primarily from the glutes, not from the lumbar region. To achieve this, imagine you're trying to squeeze a coin between your glutes throughout the execution. A common mistake is hyperextending the lumbar spine, which transfers the work from the glutes to the back, potentially causing discomfort. Another frequent misconception is excessively elevating the hips, which also overloads the lower back. The goal is not to lift as high as possible, but rather to form a straight and stable line from knees to shoulders. For effective results, beginners should maintain the position for 20 to 30 seconds, performing 3 sets. Intermediate practitioners can progress to 45 to 60 seconds in 4 sets, while advanced individuals can challenge themselves with holds of 90 seconds to 2 minutes in 5 sets. The ideal interval between sets is 30 to 60 seconds. Exercise 5. Superman. This movement intensely works the spinal erectors, lower trapezius, rhomboids, posterior deltoids, and glutes. The great differential of this exercise lies in its ability to activate deep spinal stabilizing muscles that are rarely recruited in conventional gym exercises. The importance of this exercise cannot be underestimated, especially considering that recent studies from the Mayo Clinic indicate that 80% of adults will experience significant lower back pain at some point in life. Research published in the European Spine Journal demonstrated that patients with chronic lower back pain who incorporated the isometric Superman into their routines showed a 47% improvement in symptoms after just 6 weeks, a result significantly superior to treatments that focused only on abdominal flexion exercises. Strengthening the back extensor muscles brings extraordinary benefits to quality of life. Besides dramatically improving posture, reducing the curvature caused by constant use of electronic devices known as text neck. A strong posterior chain functions as a natural shield against disc herniations and muscle strains. To correctly execute the isometric Superman, lie face down with arms extended in front of your head and legs stretched out. Keep your gaze directed at the floor to maintain the natural alignment of your neck. Activate your core by slightly contracting your abdomen. Simultaneously, raise your arms, chest, and legs a few inches from the floor. The critical point is to achieve an elevation where you feel the work in your back muscles, without any discomfort in the lumbar region. Keeping your limbs slightly apart facilitates balance during the hold. A frequent mistake is trying to lift the body excessively from the floor, which can cause lumbar hyperextension and discomfort. The goal is not maximum height, but controlled contraction. For effective results, beginners should maintain the position for 10 to 15 seconds, performing 3 sets. Intermediate practitioners can progress to 20 to 30 seconds in 4 sets, while advanced individuals can challenge themselves with holds of 45 to 60 seconds. The ideal interval between sets is 30 to 45 seconds. For proper progression, increase the holding time before adding more sets. Now, a special bonus that perfectly complements this workout: the dead hang. This movement primarily focuses on the upper body musculature, mainly the muscles of the hands, forearms, biceps, latissimus dorsi, and trapezius. What makes the dead hang special is its unique ability to decompress the spine while simultaneously strengthening the entire upper muscle chain. Few people understand the impact of this simple exercise on joint health. Orthopedists from Columbia University discovered that the natural traction promoted by the dead hang significantly increases the space between vertebrae, relieving compression of the intervertebral discs. This decompression can reduce back pain caused by long periods of sitting and even alleviate symptoms of conditions such as mild scoliosis and postural kyphosis. Some regular practitioners report temporary height gains of up to 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch after dead hang sessions due to this vertebral decompression. To correctly execute the dead hang, find a fixed bar at sufficient height so that your feet don't touch the ground when hanging. Grip the bar with your palms facing forward and at shoulder width or slightly wider. Hang completely, allowing your body to be totally relaxed below the shoulders, but keeping the shoulders active and away from the ears to protect the joint. Maintain a slight abdominal contraction to stabilize the trunk and prevent swinging. A common mistake is excessively bending the elbows, which transforms the exercise into an almost sustained pull-up, completely changing the focus and reducing the decompression benefits. For beginners, start by maintaining the position for 10 to 20 seconds, even if this means performing several short sets. Intermediate practitioners should aim to sustain for 30 to 45 seconds, while advanced individuals can challenge themselves with periods of 60 to 90 seconds. Now, one final warning: even if you do these postures every day, you won't see great results if you're making the most common mistakes that most people who train make without realizing. If you want to know what they are, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing the main ones. Thank you for watching this far, and God bless you, my friend.